To grow in your online business, you have to generate consistent quality leads, which begs the question, what is a lead? Like, if you're new to this, you might be like, well, what does that mean? Well, it's very simple. A lead is simply someone who is potentially interested in buying your stuff. And what makes them a lead is that you have their contact information. In most cases, this is going to be their email address. When you generate a lead, it means that someone who is potentially interested in potentially maybe one day buying your stuff gives you their email address. They go from being a casual observer of your content to being a lead. One of the things that you have to do to grow an online business is to generate consistent, meaning all the time, it's always happening, quality, meaning they're actually potentially going to end up being customers, leads. Consistent quality leads. How do you do that over time, consistently? We're going to get into that in this video. My name's Lane. This is my channel. I love to help people replace their 9-to-5 income by starting a thriving online business without hustle, without grind, and without having to build a large social media following. Those are three things I never did, and I have a multiple six-figure online business. You can figure out how to grow your online business as well if you go to lanesebring.com/super simple. You can pick up my free super simple guide to your first $500 online. This is the exact process that I used to create my online business that is now a multiple six-figure online business. I'll walk you through in this free guide, step by step, how to do it in your niche. lanesebring.com/super simple. So as we get into how to generate consistent quality leads, I want to answer the question, where do we go wrong? Why do so many content creators that might even attract an audience struggle to actually get the lead, to get people's email address, to get their contact information so that they can go from being a casual observer of their content to a customer? Where do we go wrong? Well, I want to give you a simple metaphor. Think back to when you were single. And if you're single right now, this will be easy for you. But for me, it's been a minute, so I have to think back to when I was single. Imagine that you're at a social gathering, perhaps like a party, and you're hanging out with your friends. Maybe you have your drink of choice in hand. You're eating some finger foods, and you're talking to the few people in that social gathering that you maybe came with, and you know them well. But you're looking around, and you're scanning the room, and there's people there, maybe a few dozen people there that you don't know. There's a few that you do, most you don't. And all of a sudden, someone catches your eye. You see her talking to her little group of friends, and you see her smile, and you notice that she's there. You're like, wow, I want to talk to her. She's attractive and vibrant. You try not to stare because you don't want to be a creeper, but you just can't keep your eyes off of her because she's so attractive. If love at first sight were a thing, which it is not, but if it were, you would be believing in it in this moment. Now, if you're like I was when I was single and I had no Riz, which is what the kids these days called game. I used to call it game. Now they call it Riz. It'll be something else at some point, and I'm probably misusing that term because I'm 39 and I don't know how to speak Gen Z's language. But I had no ability to talk to girls. I was just not good at it. It's amazing that I found the wife that I found and everything worked out, because it was not because I was smooth or rizzy or any of that stuff. But let's just imagine that you want to approach her. You want to strike up a conversation. You would love to get her number, but instead you talk yourself out of it. It's just easier not to. You go home without her name, without her number, without any kind of social media thing, without like an app, because that's how people find each other now, like nothing. You have no way of contacting this person. You go home without any way to contact her in the future. And even though you and her were in the same space, and she may have even noticed you, and maybe even kind of thought you were attractive, there is no way for you to ever contact her again. And unless you end up at the same social gathering at some point in the future, she is probably lost in your life forever. Let me tell you something, it is no different in online business. The situation I described above is no different than making content without giving people a clear path to your email list. They come to the party, your content, they may even kind of like you, but if you don't get their contact info, you will probably never see them again. And they certainly won't be buying your stuff or marrying you. So let's figure out how to make sure that this doesn't happen, that people don't watch your content, read your content, listen to your content, and have no way of becoming a lead. Generating leads 101. Let's dive in. Generating consistent quality leads is simple. First, make irresistible targeted content. That is one of the 6 skills. We'll get into that in a later video in this series, so watch for that. Second, in every piece of content you make, give a call to action to your lead magnet. That's it. It's those 2 things. Make irresistible targeted content and give a call to action to your lead magnet. You have to make great targeted content at the right people for the right people and give a way for them to get your lead magnet, which then puts them on your email list. Now, the big question you might be asking is, what is a lead magnet? Let's dive in to that, because to generate a lead, you have to attract a lead. So we call it a lead magnet because it's a way of attracting leads to your email list, because it's very likely that if you just get on your YouTube channel or wherever you do content and just say, hey, click here to join my email list, most people don't want to do that. Most people are like, no, we don't want to be bothered with more email. You have to give something that is valuable enough for them to give you their email address in exchange for getting that thing. So then a lead magnet is a free, helpful resource that you give in exchange for the email address. A lead magnet could be a PDF guide, checklist, free workshop, ebook, 5-day challenge, mini course. It doesn't matter. There's a million ways that you could do it, but it just has to do 2 things. Number 1, your lead magnet must have a compelling promise. In other words, when people hear you talk about it, they go, wow, that sounds cool. I like that. That would be really helpful. And number 2, it must deliver a quick win. What this means is that someone can put it into use very quickly and get a result from it. And as long as the lead magnet has those 2 things, compelling promise, people actually want it, people that are in your target audience, they want it, and it delivers a quick win. In other words, like there's something in there that they can put into use relatively quickly, get the benefit from it, and give credit in their minds to you. Like you're the one who produced this result for them. It is a win because they will give you their email address to get that thing. Now you have the lead and they have the resource. They came to your content, it served them well, you offered the lead magnet, they took you up on it, now you have their contact information, they have even more in-depth help from you, everybody wins. From there, you now are in a position to offer them value at an even deeper level and eventually sell them your stuff. Now, if you want to see an example of what a lead magnet looks like, go to lanesebring.com/super simple. And you can find my free super simple guide to your first $500 online. I have used that as a lead magnet for this brand, the Lane Sebring brand, for a long time, and it's served me very well, and it's helped a lot of people. So if you want to see what this looks like, lanesebring.com/super simple. Now, if you are watching this while I'm putting this out, I want to mention that 6-Figure Fastlane is open for enrollment currently. It will not be open much longer. It is open today. So get over to lanesebring.com/fastlane. You can join there. It will take all of the concepts from these 6 skills and go very in depth with each one and show how each one of these ties together. It has 6 modules that walks you through this entire process of building an online business that replaces your 9-to-5 income without hustle, grind, or even having a large social media following. It is awesome. I've put a ton into it. I can't wait for you to jump in. lanesebring.com/fastlane. I will see you on the inside.